Black Science TV 111. This is Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. I'm coming to you today to speak on behalf of another subject pertaining to evolution and the evolution of the metaphysical mind, which is the universe and all the entities thereof. Today you must understand that since the rhythm and the vibration of the universe's heartbeat is changing, that means that everything that comes into it has a rhythm and a vibration more distinct so with it. For an example, with the children today who are coming into the third dimensional realm, melanated children in particular, the heartbeats that they are vibing on is a different heartbeat from those who are already within the illusional matrix. The illusional matrix. Now, when you study rhythm, when vibrations go up, the frequency of that color is more higher, is darker. That's why when everybody say I'm down here and you talking about outer space, you are actually up. You're not down here. You are up here. And the universe is down here. You get what I'm saying? So the thing is, you have to understand that when vibrational frequency goes up, it goes to a much dominant dimension. So as a light body, as the body goes up, it's darker. But at the same time, you are also down. So the more down it goes, it's more lighter. We're talking about a vibratory frequency on a graphical chart. When you studying music, for an example, when you playing the megahertz of music, you have certain chakra tones within the brain, because it's not only the body that has a chakra tone, that has 7 chakra tones. The brain has 12 chakra tones, which is the 12 systems of the brain, or the 12 disciples, or 12 o'clock, or the 12 inches, which creates the foot, which is the third eye, or the Christos. Now, those 12 chakra centers in the brain all connects to a certain dimensional aspect of gradually going up into different ionospheres of the universe. So when you study the universe and you study yourself, you are actually studying a part of you that is more of the light frequency than the part of you that is the much darker frequency. For an example, when you study in the sun has 13 geometrical points within its circumference. It has 13 geometrical points. Those 13 geometrical points represents those 13 zodiacal or astronomical heartbeats, which the European calls the zodiacs. But when you study the 13 geometrical sign of the sun, you will see that 13 geometrical sign of the sun represents 500 eons, meaning 500 ages. So when you are in tune with that 500 geometrical number, you have to understand that 500 represents the 500-year span that has given birth to other binary suns within the system, the geometrical system. Now, when you study in the diametrical system, which is on the other side of the sun, because on the other side of the sun you have the dark matter, and the diametrical system on the other side of the sun is its lower half. So when we say higher and low, we look up and down. But the higher you get into the universe, which is yourself, you will see the higher and low is on left and right instead of up and down. So when you study in the sun, you have to study it from left to right, because the heartbeat is more higher on the left side than it is on the right. This is why our ancestors, when you look in kemetic, our ancestors have their left foot forward. That's because the heart is more intense. This is where they get in their military. They say left foot, left. They get that from us. So the left foot, why? Because the heart is on the left side and it tramples down evil. So on the left, the sun, which is actually on its geometrical portion, when it turns, what's going to happen is it's going to start to distribute certain light wave frequencies into the universe to attack hybridized dimensions, which is Europeans. Europeans are functioning on a dimension as well, but they are functioning on a dimension where they are stuck because the heartbeat that they are operating on is not actually on a higher rhythm to the point where it'll graduate them into the next dimension. So it's just like it's like Europeans are in a body of a 1 bedroom house. That's what their body is a 1 bedroom house. It's stuck in one dimension. As melanated people, we are inside of what you call a mansion. This is why in the Bible it says that in heaven there are many mansions. It's talking about the diametrical system of the body, of this celestial body, but the diametrical system of the sun, when it's talking about the streets paved in gold, it's talking about the sun, because the sun is actually gold melanin. It's gold melanin. And when you study the physiology of black people, you will see that we also have gold melanin. And this is why our melanin is worth more than gold, palladium, and silver. And this is why a lot of the Europeans is taking our organs and they doing organ harvesting, because this is how they make their solar panels. When you go and look at the skyscrapers in the major cities, they use the melanin from black people to create solar panels for the buildings. So when you study the geometrical system, which is the front part of the sun, you will see that part is the illusionary part of the sun, because the light do not exist. The sun is not bright. It's a dark matter, as I said in my other videos. So when it gets to the diametrical part of the sun, this is when you start to see who you really are. This is why I said in the Bible also that God was so bright that, when people saw God, they had to cover their face. This is why when you see the statues of those homosexuals in the Catholic Church, they holding out their hand like this, and the sun is actually beaming in on them. It's because that sun that's coming back to attack them is going to be so bright to the point where the cloth that they are made of is never going to be able to exist again. The dimension that they are in, they won't even be in a 1 bedroom house. They won't be able to exist in a 1 bedroom house, meaning the matrix of the body. So when we study in universal law, and when we study in earth science, you have to understand that the black body radiation of black people is that which coincides with the black body radiation of the universe. The universe is actually giving tone right now. NASA is now finding new tones within the universe, and it's sort of like a heartbeat, but the rhythm is going so slow to the point where they can't really pick up on what it's trying to say, because the universe has its own language, and NASA has a way of being able to pick up on certain languages and functions of the universe. But right now it's saying a lot of things so slow to the point where they can't even understand what the universe is saying. And this is why they so upset. This is why they're so because you got to understand that the energy, the universe is. That's why when people tell me it's a shame that our kids getting shot down, yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that, because you have to understand that the energy that's being dispersed into us, which is the universe, is going to actually bounce off of us like satellites and onto them, and it's gonna cause them to have a negative reaction toward us, because we are really harming them without touching them. We are really harming them without touching them. This is why Europeans, when they study in us, they have to study us from a point where we are under a fear tactic. We are under a fear. We are in a box of fear. They can't study us under a free thinking system. So without emotions, they won't be able to do what they are doing today. This is how they operate. This is how they, because they don't have souls, the guns is their souls. The cars is their souls. The political system is their souls. So because they don't have souls, they have to create souls. They have to create physical souls, which is actually not a good defense mechanism, because it can be torn down. Whereas the souls that we have can never be torn down, because the existence that we are in, when we talk about the Anunnaki, and we talk about Horus and Osiris and all of that, it's not actually talking about a people who existed. When you're talking about somebody invading Earth, you're talking about information invading a mind to take over that mind so that it can evolve to get it to where it needs to be, so that it can get to the next dimension. Because we don't never die. It's just that we wake up. It's just that we get overwhelmed. People who leave this world early, that should be something that's good. Because you never know, like, When a person is in a condition where they're too stressed or depressed, they can see more things. It's like when you back into a corner and your blood starts to flowing. You can do, it's a lot of stuff that you can do. Whereas if you are in a comfortable position. So as black people, being in a comfortable position today wouldn't help us. Having peace won't help us. We have to have our blood pumping so that way it'll cause us to be able to do things that we didn't believe we can do. You get what I'm saying? Like marching and all that stuff, that's comfort. Your blood not pumping. You get what I'm saying? The sun's heartbeat is starting to pump fast. The rhythm of the sun's heartbeat is pumping fast now. And it's tearing up those vampires, which is those Europeans. You get what I'm saying? So as as black people now, we are changing. We are actually transforming into aliens. And when I say aliens, I'm talking about now it's something that's being added to our DNA. It's something that's being added into our DNA. Meaning that our whole thought pattern, our whole thought process is going to be different, because when you study the geometrical and diametrical system of the sun, they are both one and the same. One side is dark, one side is light. This is where you get your yin and your yang from. Your negative and your positive. So white people know how to tamper with the sun, to send certain frequencies to the sun to cause a certain diaspora within the universe of people in their neighborhood to become negative. When you see black people killing each other, when you see a lot of stuff going on in the black community, this is because they can bounce frequencies off the negative part of the sun, the iron, and shoot it back down into the universe. And now all of a sudden, because you have satellites in you, and once they bounce that shit off your satellite, now you become negative, you become aggressive. And with the foods that you eat, you got to understand that you got satellites in your food, which is the metals, the mercury, the manganese, and things of that nature. So, I just wanted to come to y'all with a, general aspect of evolution. So with that said, it's Osei Kufuor. Love y'all. Peace.